Schrader did finish 10th at Indy and moved up to 10th in the point standings. They work on Tom Hubert's car to get that huge piece of sheet metal torn off. Darrell Waltrip, we understand, came close as we jump on board with him.
Dell thought the wreck was over. He was through the wreck. He was accelerated past the wreck.
Yep. Came very close to running into the 13 car. And they continue to work on that car, getting that sheet metal torn away from the left side. Well, we're on lap number 44. And under caution once again, he's going to go back out on the racetrack and try to stay on the lead lap. We'll be back with more in just a moment from Watkins Glen.
It starts here. It starts here. It also starts here and here. And it all starts right here at Walmart, home of the EverStart battery. All the coal-cranking power your truck, car, boat, or more will ever need. Power you can count on when you need it most. And since it's at Walmart, you can also count on a good price. EverStart. The name says it all.
Need a faster truck?
Hey, this is yesterday's paper.
Now you have a chance to win a real Ron Hornaday NASCAR racing truck, a one-year lease on a 99 Chevy pickup, or a tool set during Napa Auto Parts Trucking and Tooling Sweepstakes and Sale. Come by today.
Tomorrow's paper.
Bosch Super Spark Plugs, only 89 cents each.
I'll be back on Tuesday. The number's on the fridge. I color-coded all your meals so you won't be confused. The blue one is a beef dish. B is for beef. The pink one's a pork dish. P is for pork. You get the idea. The green one is for vegetables. It should be violet for vegetables. But I thought you might see violet but seeing purple and interpret pork, which would defeat the whole purpose of convenient color coding altogether. 4 minutes on high. Stir halfway. Bye, guys.
So what do you guys want for dinner, blue or pink?
Did somebody say McDonald's?
I hope Mom color-coded breakfast, too.
The roots of NASCAR racing go back 50 years to the short tracks of the Southeast. Today, it's a national phenomenon and the fastest growing sport in the country. NASCAR's 50th anniversary celebration is brought to you by Coca-Cola Classic, the official soft drink of NASCAR. 50 years ago, NASCAR was just getting its start on Daytona Beach, and Cameron Argetsinger was organizing the first post-war road race in America through the streets of Watkins Glen, New York. The obvious dangers of racing through town forced the race to be moved to more secluded country roads, and later to a permanent circuit in 1956. The Glen was awarded the U.S. Grand Prix in 1961, putting the track on the map as the nation's center for professional road racing. Watkins Glen fell on hard times after the F1 cars left in the early 80s, but new ownership brought professional races back, including the NASCAR Winston Cup cars in 1986. How fitting that NASCAR and Watkins Glen, two organizations steeped in history and tradition, should see their paths converge as they finish 50 years of excellence. Both NASCAR and Watkins Glen International celebrating 50 years of excellence. And man, oh man, what a tremendous crowd we have here this afternoon. It's not been a good day, however, for Terry Labonte. Here's John Kernan.
Terry has been checked out in the infield care center. He's okay, running 9th at the time. Terry, looks like you were going to have a great run, but what, something happened to a brake line?
Well, we had a brake line break, I guess, is what happened, and went in turn 6 over there and didn't have any brakes, and so I went off through the plowed field, and luckily they've got this foam barrier stuff at the walls. I was getting ready to hit hard, and boy, they should have that at every track. I got a really thank these guys up here at Watkins Glen for having that stuff. It didn't hit hard at all, just enough to tear the car up, but that's the way it goes. Tough break for us. We've had some tough luck here lately.
Yes, they have, and I tell you, after I got a look at the front end, I thought that he'd be hurting a lot more, so those walls do their thing. Let's go to Bill Weber.
And Jeremy Mayfield has been in. He made another pit stop. The car looks remarkably good. He is off the lead lap, 1 lap down, but all they did was put on 4 tires and fill it up with fuel, put a little bit of the sheet metal away. He's 40th right now as they come around to the green flag, and unfortunately for him, single file restart. He's got a long way to go to get that lap back.
Terry Labonte, the only car out of the race, and the only other DNF he has experienced in the 98 season was, ironically, at Sears Point. The field comes off of corner number 7 and gets the green flag. We're back to racing.
Well, we tried this a couple of laps ago. We see DJ trying to get on the inside of Rusty. We see the 96 car fellows back on the racetrack, and looks like this time we're going to be almost, I guess we're going to get through the corner. We see DJ go by Derek Cope. Sterling Hall was not able to get by.
The 81 car of Kenny Wallace is having a good run.
He's up to 12. And remember yesterday in half yard, did he ever make a good lap?
No, never did. He tried it twice. He ran 23 miles an hour the first lap and 100 maybe the second lap, and then came in, and they've got it working well today, however.
Kyle Petty passing Joe Nemechek. The 44 car of Petty, the 42 of Nemechek. That's 11th position. Kyle Petty, a previous winner here at this track.
It was a rain-shortened race back then. Even if it did rain this afternoon, it wouldn't be rain-shortened because they are equipped to run in the rain here.
But they're not going to because it isn't going to rain. That's right.
Nemechek and Petty again going at it. Look at him come off the corner.
He's working on him, buddy.
Sure is. By the way, let's not put Terry Labonte out of competition yet. He is behind the wall working on it. He may be able to get back out there.
I told Jerry Nathan was running up in about 8th or 9th position, and now he's back in about 15th or 16th and losing positions every corner. So something has gone wrong with the car too. Maybe the mice jumped off. I don't know. There's something wrong with Jerry Nathan's car. Maybe a transmission problem or something. I don't know. He's still running, but it doesn't look like certain parts of the racetrack that he's running as good as he should be.
You get a glance there at the Cat car driven by Ron Fellows, who spent 21 laps behind the wall. However, he is back in competition. Jerry Punch has an update on Jerry Nadeau.
Just talked to Jeff Bice, the crew chief down here. They're having trouble hearing Jerry with the radio, so they got problems on top of problems. But Jeff is on top of the box, and they thought they heard him say what Ned had commented on a moment ago, transmission trouble. But whatever it is, he is obviously slowing down, and the crew very, very disappointed.
He is back to 16th position, and another car. Make that 2 cars into the sand trap. That's probably going to bring out another caution.
Is that Ernie? Ernie and Kenny Irwin. Ernie, the 36 car, and Kenny Irwin, and both those cars are stuck and will not be able to move.
Yep. Oh, no. No caution yet.
But there will be.
Yeah, they will have to bring out the caution to get these cars out of the sand trap. Let's see, Kenny Irwin was running where when this happened? Back in about 32nd position.
And Ernie was running back in 33rd, so battling for position, and around they go.
Both of them are going to lose a lap here. They aren't going to be able to get back out before the leaders come around. Caution is out now. Let's see if we can see what happened. Well, there they are. They'd already, whatever happened to cause them to get out in that sand had already happened.
And the Pennzoil copter cam was overhead again at the top of your screen. We didn't really get a good view of what exactly happened.
Actually, they were running in the 15th and 16th position when that happened. They were right behind Bobby Labonte, who is in 14th position.
I looked up on after all the cars had gone by and saw they were back there. Good point, Ned.
It is the 4th caution of the afternoon, and the field has come down to take the caution here on the front straightaway. We'll take another break and be back with more live coverage of the Bud at the Glen from Watkins Glen International in a moment.
Screaming, pointing, and praying are all acceptable ways for a NASCAR fan to show their support. Now, there's another. Drink accordingly.
If you had $40,000, would you pay off your bills, make home improvements, or keep some for emergencies? Well, at First Plus, you can get up to $40,000 or more with no equity required. And you can get pre-qualified right now. Here's how.
Do you own your home? Do you have good credit? Do you want to pay off your bills and lower your monthly payments?
If you said yes to all 4 questions, call First Plus now. Tell them you're pre-qualified to apply for the money you need. Call First Plus at 1-800-510-PLUS.
Even at 35 degrees below zero, nothing outperforms Mobil 1. Mobil 1 0W30. Superior protection when you start your car.
With new spark plugs, you get improved performance for a while. But only Bosch Platinum has a pure platinum center electrode that's heat fused. So Bosch Platinum reaches its self-cleaning temperature faster for full engine power and improved fuel efficiency over a longer performance life. Which means you'll replace a lot of other things before you change your Bosch Platinums. Bosch Platinum, the ultimate spark plug.
Back at Watkins Glen International for the Bud at the Glen NASCAR Winston Cup race. We're 49 laps into this 90-lap event, and we get an update from pit road and Jerry Punch.
Well, this caution was going to be a break for Jerry Nadeau. They thought about bringing the car on the pit road and making an adjustment on the car. Apparently, they have lost fourth gear. Fourth gear has been stripped, so now what Jeff Bice has told the young man is basically run it in third gear. The RPMs as far up as you can go, just feather them back, and we're just going to have to make it last. It wouldn't do us any good to pit because we don't have a fourth gear to go to. So just run it in third gear, but be very, very careful.
That's too bad.
Well, while we have the opportunity here, let's bring you a track fact. Different engines are used for qualifying and the race. Get the story in this track fact from Dr. Jerry Punch. And track facts are brought to you by Quaker State. Sensible technology. What more do you need to know?
Construction of NASCAR Winston Cup engines has become so sophisticated that even within the same team, for example, here at Richard Childress Racing, there are separate buildings, completely separate operations for the engine building for Team 3 versus Team 31. And within the same team, for example, here at Team 31, there are separate operations to build the race engine versus the qualifying engine. So let's talk to the people who have this very specific jobs. Now, inside here in Team 31 is John Richardson, who builds the qualifying motors for Mike Skinner. And, John, what is your job description?
It's to build the most horsepower we can for Mike to run those couple laps to try to sit on the pole.
All right. That means at Daytona, you're running 2 laps. That's about 5 miles. At Martinsville, a couple laps would be less than a mile. How do you make so much horsepower in a short amount of time?
What we do is we try to use lightweight components, the crankshaft, the rods, the pistons. We do a little bit of work on the inside of the block to lighten it up. We use a different rocker arm, valve train, just a lot of little things to make that last little bit of horsepower.
So if the fan asks, why don't they use the engine that's set on the pole with in the race, it wouldn't work.
No, it wouldn't last 500 miles.
And if they tried to use that engine, what would you do?
I probably wouldn't come to work Monday.
Okay, John. Thanks a lot. Let's go next door and meet the guy who has the problem of building the engine to last 500 miles. Well, here is the man, Gary Wagner. He's in charge of the engine building program for Team 31, and it's his responsibility to make his engines last 500 laps or 500 miles. Now, Gary, we're not going to bother him while he's working, but I want to show you what we're talking about. You see this right here? This is the rod cap that John uses next door for qualifying. See, that's been machined away to make it so much lighter. Well, Gary has to use these kind on race day. So much more metal to withstand 500 laps or 500 miles. Likewise, the rocker arms. See how these have been machined away for qualifying, much less weight, versus the solid rocker arms that are used to last the 500 laps or all afternoon in racing. Well, that's the big difference. It's sort of a roll with the dice in NASCAR Winston Cup racing. If you add too much weight, you slow down. You have too little weight, you machine it away, and you blow up.
All right, thank you, Jerry.
And Mike Skinner was running in 9th position in the Lowe's car and just made a pit stop. Ernie Irvin is in. Bill Weber.
And Ernie's got 4 fresh Goodyear tires. They're working on the right front. They're going to check the toe in now, but they had to pull the sheet metal away from the right front tire. They have filled the car with Unical fuel, so now they're just going to check the toe in and see if Ernie is okay. He said the car was handling fairly well, but they're going to check that. Meanwhile, Kenny Irwin has also limped back to pit road. Now he's going to slowly head down pit road and return to the racetrack. So the 2 cars that brought out the most recent caution have received service here in the pits.
And they're each 2 laps down.
And I told you that Mike Skinner came in and made a pit stop. Dale Earnhardt also came in and made a pit stop. My question is, are they planning on going the rest of the way?
That's 40 laps. That's a little under 100 miles, but I don't know.
I mean, Skinner and Earnhardt both made a pit stop, so I don't know if they're planning on what the strategy move was, but it was very unusual to see him make a pit stop on the caution flag and give up all that great track position that we talked about. Here's why we're on the caution flag. The 28, Kenny Irwin and Ernie Irvin, and it's hard to say those 2 guys in the same sentence, make contact going in turn 6, and around they go.
And then there was no problems for Kenny after he came out of the trap, I should say, and he spun just at the pit entrance.
And as a result, Bob, you said they were both 2 laps down. Kenny Irwin is, but Ernie is being shown only 1 lap down now.
And Terry Labonte is back in the race, by the way, as you see there, just ahead of Kenny Irvin. Here's our Bud race recap. Jeff Gordon has led 43 of the first 50 laps. We've had 3 lead changes and 4 caution periods, and this one is continuing. There are the 3 drivers who have picked up the 5 bonus points for leading at least 1 lap, and we have 1 car off the track at the moment. That is Morgan Shepherd in the 91. So we remain under caution as the track continues to be cleaned up. We'll be back with more of the Bud at the Glen.
There's an American tire company that's been making high-quality tires since 1914. It's not the name you were thinking of, is it? Cooper. Your next set of tires.
GEX, the area's Cooper tire store with locations in Hampton and Newport News, featuring free mounting, free computer balancing, free air valves, free rotations, and free flat repairs on every tire sold. Look to GEX for your next set of tires.
This is a high-performance vehicle. You'll say it's remarkable. You'll say it's unrivaled. You'll say it recycles? That's right. The Waltrip Express Mulch Blower recycles and distributes quality hardwood mulch and compost. From the smallest job to the biggest, Waltrip Recycling can save you time and money. Whether you're a homeowner needing 6 yards or a landscaper needing 6,000, the Waltrip Express Mulch Blower can handle it effectively, efficiently, economically. Waltrip Recycling and the Waltrip Express Mulch Blower. Seeing is believing.
This is joy. This is frustration. This is pride. This is humility. This is a sport that's about more than just winning or losing. In fact, it's a sport that's not so much about cars as it is about people. This is racing. This is NASCAR.
Continues is at Watkins Glen International in the button at the Glen NASCAR Winston Cup race. The Pennzoil copter cam is circling overhead, showing us that Jeff Gordon continues to be the leader of this race, right behind the pace car under our fourth caution of the afternoon. Well, if you want to get information regarding all NASCAR series, the internet location for you to be is www.nascar.com. That's NASCAR Online, where all the information that you ever want to know about results or drivers or schedules, you name it, it's on www.nascar.com. Well, we're about to go back green again, ladies and gentlemen. Green will come out on lap 53 at the conclusion of the 52nd circuit.
Bill Elliott's back in the 30th spot. There's DW. He just made a pit stop, getting ready to go the rest of the way, probably back in 31st. Bill Weber.
Well, both Dale Earnhardt and his teammate Mike Skinner have been on pit road twice during this caution. The last time they came in just to top off their fuel tanks. Both teams say they can go the distance under green. They also both said a few caution laps wouldn't hurt.
Well, that will be interesting if they don't have to come in now before the end of the race.
Yeah, because these cars that we're seeing here, those up front, do have to make one more pit stop. No question about that.
Pace car enters turn number 7 and heads for pit road.
And these cars will probably only run another 8 or 9 laps before they come in for their what would be their last pit stop.
Jeff Gordon very slowly off the 7th corner. He was warned earlier in the race not to restart early. And he waits till he sees the green flag waving and then hits the accelerator. Mark Martin took a look. Here comes Rusney taking a look.
Willie Marlin taking a look down on the inside of Dale Jarrett.
John Andretti is right up there in the thick of things also.
So far, so good. Good thing they wide the racetrack out there, is all I tell you.
There's a little more room they needed.
Kenny Wallace running in the 8th spot in that square D car. Good run, Kenny.
On board with the 9th place car, Ricky Rudd.
He moves over, tries to get on the inside, and does.
Oh, picture-perfect move under braking, entering the inner loop. We saw on telemetry early in the race that they go through there about 90 miles an hour.
That surprised me. I thought they would have to slow more than that, but they've got it figured out to make the cars go as straight as possible through those turns.
Dale Jarrett fourth, Sterling Marlin running in 5th position, and Marlin, his best 98 finish was 7th at Sears Point. Forrest said is back up in there, still on the lead lap, being shown in 18th position.
I think that's going to probably move up when he goes by the start-finish line.
Moves up to 15th.
And the 4 car of Bobby Hamilton is now trying to take over the 16th position from Rick Mass, and does. Bobby Hamilton, he and Jeff O'Dine make some contact down in turn 1 early in the race, and he lost a lap. Was able to get it back, and now back in 16th spot.
Remember, the 90 car is being driven by Ted Christopher. He substituted for Dick Trickle early in the race.
Running 14th place, having a great run. Right behind Tommy Kendall there in car 46. Tommy running 13th.
I tell you what, if this Heilig Myers crew could walk out here with a top 15, they would feel like they've won the lottery.
He's doing a good job. It's the first time in a NASCAR Winston Cup car.
That might be an exaggeration, winning the lottery. They would feel very good.
Yeah. Reached about 150 miles an hour before braking.
Down to 70 miles per hour. Turn 1. Second gear, third gear. Across top of the hill right here, should shift to 4th. Yeah, Tommy, come on, baby. Uh-oh.
Gordon headed toward turn number 6.
And Mark Martin, the last time by, just a half second behind. You can see what's that, about 4 or 5 car lengths behind Jeff Gordon.
Martin ran a little bit quicker last time. We'll see how they're running at the end of this lap.
Now that time Jeff Gordon's a little bit faster.
Yep. Lost 20 points with 3 second-place finishes now.
Because this guy keeps finishing in front of him.
It is hard to gain points when Gordon keeps winning.
And keeps winning the most laps.
That's right, yep. Which he is going to do here today. He's already got that, I believe, locked up, or he's very close to it. He's led 48 laps so far.
45 is halfway.
Yeah, so that would be the 5 already.
And that's your calculator at home. Mark tries. He tries his best to do something with a 24 car. This whole team, the entire Valvoline team, they're trying their best, but so is Evernham, Jeff Gordon, that team, trying their best. And you can see that right now, Evernham and their deal is a little bit better.
Give a call to John Andretti.
After the green flag pit stop, John had dropped back to about 10th place, but he's worked his way back up now, currently running in 6th place, working on Sterling Marlin, who is
trying to get the position away from Sterling Marlin. In the last 4 races, John has made some big strides in terms of points. Look at this.
Boris said. Tommy Kendall looks back, and I guess he's seen Boris said in his rear view many times before on the road courses.
Our first plus field summary shows you the positions that are being changed in the point standings as we go along. Mayfield down another one. Jeff Burton up 1, and Terry Labonte down 1 as a result of the crash and the laps that he lost.
And there went Boris by Kendall going into the interlude.
Bobby Hamilton, the 4, the Kodak car right up on the back of the money store. Now, Bobby, if you can pass that car, that's money. Money for you if you can pass him. Every position pays a little more. He's going to try it on the inside. Yes.
Wow. Well, Bobby showed us at Sears Point that he was a good road racer, and he's doing so again today. Remember, he was a lap down for just a while, got around Jeff Gordon, then the caution came out, and he was able to go around the whole racetrack, and now has worked his way up to 13th, I believe.
Goes down in turn 1. Tries to take off after Boris said.
Jeff Gordon with a 1.13 second lead on Mark Martin, with Rusty Wallace still running 3rd at the Glen.
Pepsi presents a Jeff Gordon moment. Going into the 1997 Bud at the Glen, Jeff Gordon had 26 wins to his credit, but none on a road course. Starting 11th, Gordon steadily worked his way through the field, and then on lap 63, took the lead for the final time and crossed the finish line ahead of several road course veterans for his 27th Winston Cup victory. Another Jeff Gordon moment.
Gordon is way behind. Stick a fork in Jeff. He's done. Oh, my. What is he thinking? Holy Baloo. What the heck is that?
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Well, what could possess a man to drive like that? Oh. Gotcha. He's making his move backwards. Gordon wins.
We gotta get him a cup holder.
Generation next. Alfred, come here. Run across the street. Check out what's going on over at Pizza Hut. Becky, run over to the Pizza Hut. Check on Alfred. Cece, Lou, Victor, check on Alfred, Becky. Lou. No, you're Lou. Anybody with a yellow shirt.
If you want the most exciting, most outrageous, most mouth-watering pizzas there are, you gotta go to Pizza Hut. The best pizzas under one roof.
They're not coming back.
race fans. What brings them together? What draws these noble pilgrims to their hallowed grounds? Is it the speed, the passion, the thrill of victory?
No, it's $1 million. It's the money. It's the money.
Fill up with Texaco Clean System 3 and play Race to Millions. Get the lucky card and your driver could win you $1 million.
I thought they came to see me.
Play Texaco's Race to Millions now.
We've already seen pit stops by Jeff Burton, also Joe Nemechek and Ted Musgrave. Now the leader, Jeff Gordon, enters pit road on lap number 60. John Kernan has a report on Dale Jarrett.
Dale Jarrett is in for 4 tires, a chassis adjustment, also an air pressure adjustment. Car still just a little bit tight. Finished the work on the left side. They're over on the right side. Yanking the tires off. Put them on. Now they've got to get all the lug nuts tightened. Waiting, a little bit slow on the left, on the right. Let's go to Dr. Jerry Punch.
Far into pit road, it'll be 30 laps ago. Jeff Gordon has already had a left side tire change. Now changing right side tires. Ray Evernham said no air pressure, no adjustments, nothing whatsoever. 4 tires, still clean the windshield. Gordon is down and away. Let's go to Bill.
Sterling Marlin and John Andretti were battling on the track. Now Marlin beats Andretti off of pit road. No chassis adjustments, fuel, and 4 fresh Goodyear sticker tires for both those teams.
They all should be set now to go the rest of the distance. We've got some cars out on the racetrack that say they can go the rest of the distance. They stopped during that last caution, and they're going to be in front of all these cars.
Yep.
Rusty Wallace, meanwhile, and Mark Martin are still on the racetrack. And what happened to Mark?
He's on pit road.
Pit road.
Oh, okay.
Jerry is there.
All right, Mark Martin coming in for his final stop in the Valvoline Ford. Crew going across the wall, making 4 tire change. They will clean the windshield, fill it full of fuel. Martin not complained at all since that initial air pressure adjustment when the car was a little bit loose on the right-handers. Left side tires on. They come around to the right side. Good pit stop so far. Right front off and on. Left rear, right rear off and on. Lug nuts are on, and he is down and away. 18.3 seconds. Let's go to John Kernan.
Horace said, who got off the last turn just a lap ago, he is in to pit. And they have already changed left side tires. No chassis adjustments, no air pressure adjustments. The car is fine. He just got the little too hard into that last turn and slid off. And they get the tires changed. He is down and away, good to go the rest of the way. Also on pit road, Kenny Wallace and Ward Burton. They have completed their work, and they are back out on the racetrack.
Boris has a lot of ground to make up because he got off course, as John indicated, in corner number 7 a while ago.
Is that damage on the rear bumper right there?
Mm-hmm.
That might be why he got off course just a moment ago.
Yes.
A little help, maybe.
Here is Rusty Wallace. Jerry Punch, he's headed toward you.
35 miles an hour, the leader down pit road, winningest Winston Cup driver in road course racing history. 6-time winner, including 2 here at Watkins Glen. They will change all 4 tires. Earl Marvin helping get the left rear tire off. The crew said no adjustments. Robin Pemberton said no air pressure, no wedge, no track bar. 4 tires and fuel. Left side tires, I should say right side tires going on. They get it completely full of fuel. Right rear lug nuts are on. He's down and away in 19.6 seconds.
And Rusty Wallace coming into turn 1 as Rusty goes out. So, there you see Mark Martin going by.
Now let's go back and show you about lap number 54.
That was the 23 car, Boris said, and he made a little bit of contact with Bobby Hamilton. He goes around, does a 360, and just at the last instant will nose into the styrofoam, puts it in reverse and drives off. There was no caution flag called for that.
There was no caution on that incident. Boris back out on the racetrack.
And it's in the 31st position now, Bob. He's the last car on the lead lap. 31 cars on the lead lap. And our leader now should be the number 26 of Johnny Benson. There he is, the yellow car.
Has about a 7-second lead on Ted Christopher, who's running in 2nd spot. Then Mike Skinner.
Don't forget that name, Mike Skinner, running in 3rd place.
Rick Mast makes a pit stop. He led a lap earlier today. Rusty Wallace picked up some bonus points also. He led 2 laps during this sequence of pit stops.
Kenny Wallace is coming in before a stop. Oh, we got a fire. Kenny Wallace is coming in for a stop and go for going too fast on his exit from the pit. There we see the catch can evidently. Hope no one got burned with that deal.
Yeah, let's hope so.
But the fireman was there very quickly to put the fire out.
Is that the catch can maybe they call it?
There is Kenny Wallace slowly down.
Come in for his penalty.
Yep.
Oh, man. This long pit road here, 35 miles an hour, that's a big penalty.
It's an eternity.
As a matter of fact, there goes, I think, Mark or Rusty. Actually, that was Jeremy. There's Jeremy that I thought maybe was Rusty Wallace, but man, oh man, tough break for Kenny Wallace. He had a great run going.
There's Johnny Benson.
So that means he is a lap down. There we see Benson right in front of Kenny Wallace.
Kenny says, go ahead and make that pit stop, Johnny, so I can get back in the lead lap and then hope for a caution.
On the racetrack, Jeff Gordon and Rusty Wallace are together on the racetrack in 15th and 16th position. But right now it's Johnny Benson leading his 8th race of 1998 over Ted Christopher, Skinner, Petty, and Bobby Labonte.
You don't need performance tires to ride with a winner. Now you can get 4 FR360 radials, Firestone's most popular passenger tire, for just $99. The Firestone Winter Circle Tire Sale at 4 for $99. These tires are going fast.
If you ever need to stop quickly, consider replacing your worn shock absorbers. It's like getting an extra 10 feet of road when you need it most. Replace your worn shocks with new Monroe SensaTrack with SafeTech. Unlike worn shocks, SensaTrack helps hold your tire to the road so you can stop an average of 10 feet sooner. Monroe SensaTrack, making the road a safer place. Now get racing merchandise or comeback certificates worth up to $50. Call for your Monroe dealer.
After 50 years of sponsoring professional rodeos, you learn a few things about horsepower. Like when it's a good time to put your brand on the horse with the most power. Wrangler is a proud sponsor of the Dale Earnhardt Incorporated #1 race car. Driven by Steve Park and branded by Wrangler.
Now just stay still. Don't move. Okay, now, does it hurt when I do this? No! Okay, possible torn meniscus. Is there any pain when I do this? Oh, all right. You've dislocated your patella. I'm gonna have to set it. Hang on.
Okay. You are an orthopedic surgeon.
No, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Red Dog rules for living, number 18. Sheep travel in flocks. Cattle travel in herds. The dogs travel in packs.
Johnny Benson leads here at the Bud at the Glen. 65 out of 90 laps completed. His interval over Ted Christopher running second is a little over 7 seconds. Then Mike Skinner back about 8 1/4 seconds.
Now we think that Benson and Christopher will have to stop again, but Mike Skinner thinks they can go all the way without a pit stop.
Also Kyle Petty, Bobby Labonte, Dale Earnhardt, Chad Little, all those cars feel like they can go without stopping.
The 91 car of Morgan Shepherd returns to the race, and so every car that started is still in competition.
How about that? And just like Ned Jarrett talked at the very top of the show, right now 30 cars still on the lead lap.
And if you wonder where Rusty Wallace, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin are in relation to the 31 car of Mike Skinner, they are about 20 seconds behind him on the racetrack.
That means they got to make up 1 second a lap. And I don't know if they can do that, Ned.
No, I don't think they can make up that much on the racetrack. If he doesn't have to stop and there's no caution flag, he can have it.
I mean, right there is Mike Skinner in that Lowe's car, and I tell you what. Let's just see. Skinner is running at 76.872 seconds. Gordon at 75, so he is running 1.5 seconds faster.
Really? So, of course, Gordon has those fresher tires now. Will they level off as time goes by? I don't know. So maybe he does have enough time to catch him. And Mark Martin and Rusty Wallace are both in front of Jeff Gordon, but they're all running about the same speed.
You will see the 90 car coming in the pits.
Ted Christopher comes in for a pit stop. And so Mike Skinner goes to second. Here's an AutoZone on-track interval. The distance between Mike Skinner in third and Jeff Gordon in 14th. Now we go to Bill Weber. What's Johnny Benson's situation, Bill?
Well, it's good news and bad news, Bob. The good news is he's leading the race. The bad news is he's going to run out of fuel in about 4 laps. So they're probably going to bring him in 3 laps. Steve Meal says he's doing about lap 70. So good run for Benson, but not a lot of magic there that's going to be able to keep him to the front.
Yep. Remember, Mike Skinner won an exhibition race in Japan last year, and he also was coming off his best career finish at the Brickyard last Saturday. He was 4th. But Johnny Benson right now is in the lead.
There we see Mike Skinner as he tries to, and there we see Kyle Petty, who's now running in 3rd place. There we see Kyle.
Skinner's a little over 8 seconds behind Benson, and Kyle is about a little over 2 seconds behind Skinner.
Kyle hasn't had a top 5 finish since Dover in September of last year. Currently running in 3rd spot.
Well, that time, Kyle Petty was exactly 4 seconds behind Skinner, so we'll just have to check and see if he's able to close in. Let's see what's between Skinner and Petty. And we see that they started out with a 3.1 and he increased it to 3.8. So right now Skinner is a little bit quicker than Kyle Petty. Kyle's pretty doggone consistent in there.
Yep.
But Skinner's down in those 76.5 second brackets. So right now about a half second faster than Kyle Petty.
And I believe the speed that Kyle is running, I believe Gordon and Martin and Rusty Wallace will catch him before the race is over.
Here he comes in the pits. The leader's coming in.
Johnny Benson gives up the lead to Mike Skinner. We go down to Bill Weber.
And he'll also have the long crawl down pit road, 35 miles per hour. Big difference in the strategy to get you to lead the race, and of course the strategy that's going to help you win it. This has been a good job getting Benson to the front, but now he's going to have to pit, and the rest of the field will all roll by, and he'll lose all those positions that Ned and Benny have been talking about. So they go around to the left side, they clean off the grill, we'll get left side rubber, plenty of fuel to get him to the finish here. Left side's going on. Now they come around and they will give him 4 fresh tires, so Benson will have enough fuel and 4 good tires to get him to the end. And his race is just going to try and make up track positions. No way he's going to win, but he's going to try and pick up valuable positions back out in the Cheerios Ford.
The 6, 2, and 24 running back in 9th, 10th, and 12th. We focus in on that battle. There you see all 3 cars passing Steve Park. So there they are trying to work their way up through the field once again. They've been running 1st, 2nd, and 3rd for a long time today, but now they're back.
And they're passing some cars that had made pit stops there during that last caution. So they gained that much on them. Craven didn't make a pit stop, but Steve Park did. Michael Waltrip did. They've already passed him.
Right now, they're 8th, 9th, and 10th, and they're about 15 seconds behind the leader of the race, Mike Skinner, as 70 laps have been completed. 20 to go at the Bud at the Glen.
Okay, guys, who's turning 50?
Do I look 50? Hey, I just turned 40. Not me. He's the older one. Older but faster. Yeah, right.
Well, who is turning 50?
NASCAR is. And Exide NASCAR Select is celebrating with the Big 50 celebration. Win NASCAR race tickets or the grand prize.
An MB&A MasterCard worth $50,000.
Thanks, I'll be right back.
Hey, thanks for working.
The Big 50 celebration. Enter wherever Exide NASCAR Select is sold.
Oh, well.
Finally, after 49 years, you now have a soft drink that not only refreshes your thirst, it refreshes your sport. Drink accordingly.
Meet Emily Lewis, road warrior. She never slows down, except for a pit stop. And a pit stop. And a pit stop. Fortunately, Emily's diapers are held together thanks in part to polymers made by Shell. The same stuff works to keep the diapers of millions of other kids safe and snug, while keeping millions of parents sane. Count on Shell.
ESPN Speed World coverage at the Bud, the Glen, is being brought to you this afternoon by Daytona USA, the ultimate motorsports attraction. And by Shell. Count on Shell. 71 laps in the boards, and there you see the overhead shot of Watkins Glen International, courtesy of the Pennzoil Copter Cam. Skies remain partly cloudy here this afternoon. It is a beautiful day in the Finger Lakes region of New York. The leader of the race is Mike Skinner by 4 seconds over Kyle Petty.
And he just gained that half second the last lap. I said that Kyle was 4 seconds behind. Lap before was 3.7. That time 4.13. So he lost a half second to Skinner that time. And here comes Kyle Petty, the second place car, the Hot Wheels Pontiac.
Which I guess is going to reorganize and move the level cross next year.
That's what I was reading the other day, that Kyle is going back home.
Yep.
So yes, Virginia, you can go.
Third place car is Bobby Labonte, who's had a rough weekend, but running third here this afternoon. He crashed and had an incident with the gear shift lever yesterday that hurt his hand, but he's doing fine in third spot.
And not too far behind him in fourth is Dale Earnhardt. There he comes into the picture, the black car.
But right behind him is Mark Martin. Yeah. Has Mark been able to get by? Wasn't Rusty in front of Mark?
No.
Oh, he was this West Bend all the time?
Yep.
Okay. See, Jeff Gordon and these guys have been able to put a little distance on Jeff Gordon.
Jeff moving to the inside of Chad Little, passing him. All right, let's check the interval at the line. Just about 5 seconds now, separating first and second.
So Kyle Petty continues to lose ground to the leader.
And he's also losing ground to Mark Martin and those guys coming up on him, Benny. But he's still about 8.5 seconds ahead of Mark Martin.
See, the numbers on the right indicate the cars that were the fastest that time. And look at Jeff Burton, buried back there, had the fastest time. Rusty Wallace was second, and John Andretti was third. Now, as we go back, we see that Jerry Nadeau, minus all those gears, had the second fastest time.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he doesn't have fourth gear now. Has learned to manage his transmission very well and not run in fourth, not over-rev the engine. Now, 3 wide.
Oh. Jeff Gordon at the inner loop. Oh, he gets a little nudge from Earnhardt.
But he makes it through.
So that moves Jeff Gordon up into the 6th spot. See DJ back there trying to get by the 13 car, Tommy Hubert. That's Tommy Hubert in the first plus car this weekend.
DJ now running in 9th place. Chad Little right front of him is 8. Earnhardt is 7. And DW still plugging away there in the 35 car. He's 10th.
Yeah, he's in the top 10.
On a picture that we saw there a moment ago, we talked about Jeremy Mayfield being a lap down. With the pit stops that we've seen by the leaders, Mayfield is back in the lead lap, but he was right in front of Mike Skinner, not too far up in front of him, but at least Mayfield, who is running 31st now, is back on the lead lap.
And we see the distance that Rusty and Mark have been able to put on Jeff Gordon as he tries to get by Brett Bodine in the Paychex car. Rest back in 33rd. He's a lap down. And there you see what you're talking about a moment ago, Ned. Skinner about to put a lap on Jeremy Mayfield.
All right, Mayfield would love to see a caution now.
First Plus financial field summary shows you the points changes that we have in the top 10.
Chris Mayfield would drop out of the top 5.
John Kearney, did we see smoke out of Kyle's car a little bit earlier?
Bob, what I've been told by crew chief Bobby Kennedy is that it's smoked off and on since the start of the race. What they think it is occasionally picking up some rubber on the header pipes, and that burns it off and creates the smoke, but they don't seem to be too concerned. Bill Weber?
Well, talking about the leader, Mike Skinner, and the same story basically for Dale Earnhardt. They had nothing to lose by taking this fuel mileage gamble, and they're hoping it can pay off. The big questions are, A, can you make it, and B, can you keep from running out? Because even if they get back to pit road at the end, knowing that they need to top off or just a splash to get them to the end, they're basically going to finish where they would have finished before they gambled. Now they are gambling. Basically, they think both cars can get there, but they need to short shift the rest of the way, saving fuel to do it. A couple of caution laps, as we mentioned, wouldn't hurt, but they're going to need a little help to make it. It's going to be very questionable for both of them.
And it's going to be close also, Bill, I think, as far as if it stays green and they are able to make it at the rate Mark Martin and Rusty Wallace are coming, they're gaining almost enough to catch them maybe.
Last time by, Skinner ran 77.1. Mark Martin almost ran up 77 flat, so he only gained 1/10 of a second. He's got to pick up more than that if he's going to beat him. Bill Weber?
Benny and Ed, every lap, Larry McReynolds is calling out the lap times to Mike Skinner. Knows exactly what he's running each lap. He also follows that by saying, be smooth, save fuel. So they're not really worried about being caught from behind. They're really trying to do it on fuel mileage right now.
As you can see, Jeremy Mayfield has gone a lap down. He's in 31st position. Mike Skinner is the man up front right now over Kyle Petty. We'll be back with more of the Blood of the Glen in a moment.
Auto racing and high-tech auto body. The parallels are eerie. In racing, one man is high profile while his pit crew and racing team gives support, and at high-tech auto body, Phil Timble represents the repairing and painting of over 7,000 vehicles by his team. In racing, when the support crew does their job, the driver is more successful, and at high-tech, Phil's customers are satisfied thanks to the quality work of his crew. Auto racing and high-tech auto body, the parallels are eerie.
Remember this, a good deal on a used car is only as good as who you get it from.
Why take chances with your money and your family's safety?
Used cars, trucks, and vans.
From the people known for great service.
The Tom Barton Signature Series.
Toyotas, Plymouths, Hondas, Fords, Lincolns, Mercuries.
Values you'll be happy with, guaranteed.
At the Barton Used Car Center in Suffolk.
It's not a dream, it's reality.
There's stories of guys getting trapped under cars and their loved ones picking up the car, which they wouldn't normally be able to do. But they know they have to do so in turn to save their loved one. And that's kind of the way the situation is with me. In order for the family to keep going and being able to eat and just pay the bills, I know that I got to go out there and perform every play, every down.
Okay, guys, who's turning 50?
Do I look 50? Hey, I just turned 40. Not me. He's the older one. Older but faster. Yeah, right.
Well, who is turning 50?
NASCAR is. And Exide NASCAR Select is celebrating with the Big 50 celebration. Win NASCAR race tickets or the grand prize.
An MB&A MasterCard worth $50,000.
Thanks, I'll be right back.
Hey,
The Big 50 celebration. Enter wherever Exide NASCAR Select is sold.
Oh, well.
Mike Skinner leads the Bud at the Glen, but we see a smoky haze over the racetrack. I think that Ted Christopher has lost an engine or something. He's going very slowly and pouring out smoke.
But he can turn right here and get out of harm's way. Will he? Yes, he did.
Yep.
And he kept it down on the inside. It happened apparently coming off of turn 7, so he quickly got it down on the inside. I think he stayed out of the groove, and the leaders have already come through the turns where he had the problem, so apparently there's no fluid on the track, or at least not in the groove.
The last thing that Mike Skinner wants is a caution. Here's where Christopher had the problem.
Well, he was in the groove right there coming out of 7, but he quickly moved down to the inside, out of harm's way.
That looks like an engine problem as he comes off that corner, and we see Christopher there with the Heiligmeyer's car. A truck comes up to push him back to pit area. And we've had a lot of cars go through that area, so obviously there's no fluids there.
Bill Elliott is running in 10th position, having a good race here. We ride along with him. And now Nemechek passes him.
Now Nemechek, wow, is moving up. Nemechek's gained about 4 or 5 spots that last lap.
He's on the move.
It is an engine problem on the 90 car. Another thing we need to tell you is that Rusty Wallace passed Mark Martin a few laps ago, and now Rusty is in 3rd position. As we continue to follow Bill Elliott, we go to Jerry Punch.
Guys, you almost have to chuckle just a moment, because Rusty Wallace and Mark Martin were both radioing their crew members and asking them, hey, when are the 31 and 44 going to pit? And you wouldn't have believed their response when both of them were told they're not. And Mark said, no way, they got to go 39 laps. And they said, hey, they're not. So there's some disbelief out there inside the 2 car and the 6 car if both those first 2 cars make it the rest of the way.
Well, they're going to pass.
Look at this. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th right here. Look at him. My goodness.
And Jeff is going to try to make it 3 wide. No, can't work. It did work.
He did.
It did work.
What a bold move going into that corner. Man, they just flat out break from going into that turn.
So now put Rusty Wallace in 2nd, Jeff Gordon in 3rd, Mark Martin 4th, and Kyle 5th.
And Dale Jarrett is now in 6th place. Bobby Labonte is 7th. That was a bold move by Jeff Gordon. So an opportunity and seized it. Yep.
And once again, we see Mark Martin in a familiar place right behind Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, he's seen the deck bed of that 24 car way too much this year.
Napa Field somewhere. There's the manufacturer's battle.
And now these guys are 8 seconds. Oh, and Jeff Burton is down in the carousel sideways. Right in the groove. Oh, cars are getting by.
Looks like he was going to be able to move the car away from there. We got 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go at the Bud at the Glen.
And they've got 8 seconds to make up. 8 seconds. And I don't think they can catch him.
I don't think they can either now, Benny. If he doesn't run out of fuel, I just don't believe there they come. They got the inner loop to go through and this next turn before they'd be up to it. And they're breaking themselves too, so
as hard as they can race. And Jeff Burton doesn't seem to be there. Otherwise, they'd probably been a wreck if he was.
Yep. He's gone.
Down to Bill Weber.
Well, the Harts down there in the 31 pit has certainly skipped a beat the last couple of laps. First with the 90 blowing up, then the 99 spinning on the racetrack. But what they're telling Mike Skinner is be smooth. And his spotter on the backstretch, just Larry McReynolds telling him right now on the front stretch, 9 to go, 8-second lead, be smooth. And what Skinner is saying is that I'm not quite as smooth because I'm trying to save my gas. Meanwhile, the 2, the 24, and the 6 battle it out going into 1.
Mark Martin is to the inside of Jeff Gordon trying to take over the position. They go through their wheel to wheel, and Mark can't do it.
Rusty Wallace smoked those tires going into turn 6. Got a little bit too deep. Let these guys come up right behind him. That gave Mark the opportunity. He was trying to get by Jeff Gordon.
Great battle for position here, second, third, and fourth.
You see Dale Jarrett back there? Just a moment ago, I was talking about Rusty smoking those tires, going in the corner. Watches it.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, Gordon really ran up on him, too, when he smoked those tires.
And see, he tried to go by Rusty on the outside. That's when Mark tried to drive on the inside. Here we go, battle for second spot between Gordon and Rusty.
He's headed for a left-hander. He's got it. Jeff Gordon is in second position now. And now he sets sail for the leader of the race, Mike Skinner. And the deficit is, as Jeff crosses the line, 6.84 seconds.
And 8 laps.
It's almost a second a lap.
And there's not a lot of race. There's not a lot of traffic between he and Mike Skinner.
Boy, these last 7 races have just been what every race driver wants. Look at the average start and the average finish for Jeff Gordon. A $1.6 million payday at the Brickyard 400 a week ago yesterday, winning the No Bull 5. Extending his points lead over Mark Martin to 72. There is Mike Skinner right there. Here comes Jeff Gordon through the inner loop.
That's the worst break that Skinner got. Gordon can see him. And he knows when he gains and when he doesn't gain. It's almost a short shoot.
But that's still over 5 seconds, folks. It looks close there, but still over 5 seconds as Mark Martin looked on the inside of Rusty Wallace, but couldn't make the pass there.
Gordon has fresher tires than Skinner. It was 6.84 seconds last time, separating first and second. Let's see what it is this time. There, 5.40.
He gained a second and a half almost that last lap, Ned.
1 44/44 of a second.
There are 7 laps to go at the Bud at the Glen.
At that rate, he can pass him. He can catch him. No, I should say catch him. I don't know if he can pass him or not, but he can catch him at that rate.
And look at the distance that he's put in between Rusty and Mark. And we'll see, just in 5 laps, he gained 4 seconds.
Wow.
On Skinner. You see, Skinner is just, these tires are beware, they're getting slower and slower. Now he's down to 78 seconds flat. And Jeff Gordon is running about 76 flat in the beginning.
There's Larry McReynolds, who now directs the 31 team. Mike Skinner, the 1995 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champion, is in the lead.
Now, Gordon's tires are 8 laps fresher than Skinner's. And that's a good bit on a road course. Plus the fact that Jeff has been running faster most of the day than Skinner has been running, too.
5.40 seconds last lap between Skinner and Jeff Gordon. Now it is 3.73.
Wow.
And last lap, Mike Skinner ran a 112.796. Jeff Gordon a 115.255.
I think he's going to catch him, man.
I think you're right. I think you're right. And that's still not counting this.
Yeah.
Does Skinner have enough fuel to make it?
That's right. That's one thing that Mike does have to worry about. There are no worries in that scenario for Jeff Gordon.
And that's also the fact that Mike Skinner can look up in the mirror and see Jeff Gordon also is bad news for Mike Skinner. Jerry Bunch?
Well, from Ray Evernham and the spotters on the DuPont team, they have told Jeff Gordon, you're gaining. Be patient, be consistent. By our calculations, you will pass the leader with 2 to go. So just stay there. You're coming in a hurry.
The song that we came on the air with, I want to be just like you. I want to do the things that you do. And here is Jeff Gordon doing it, and Rusty and Mark. Oh, whoa! Contact between the two as Wallace smoked him coming into the corner again.
I tell you, Mark Martin was a real gentleman right there. He could have spun Rusty out and would have had good calls to do it because Rusty went in there and locked the brakes up, and Mark was all over him, but almost wrecked himself to keep from wrecking Rusty.
5 laps to go, and the interval is 2.06 seconds between first and second. Rusty Wallace tries to stave off the challenge of Mark Martin for third position. Back up front, look how the interval is shrinking every moment.
Dale Jarrett is gaining about the same amount on Mark Martin and Rusty Wallace as Gordon is on the 31 car.
Mike Skinner's best finish on a road course was 16th at Sears Point last year, 1997.
There's Martin taking a look once again. Figured he couldn't make it, so he falls back in behind Rusty. That's where they had their problems the last lap.
Here is Gordon. Look how much faster he was on the 85th lap.
And we see that Jarrett had the second fastest time of the top 5 cars that last lap.
And the interval is now less than a half second, Benny. In fact, it's just about 3 car lengths.
He is right there. Down the backstretch is where Jeff Gordon will try to make his move as he gets to the interlude.
Yep, probably going into there. We've made passes already today.
We saw him earlier in the race go 3 wide to gain a couple of positions. Now they move on to the backstretch. And Mike Skinner will try to hold off Jeff Gordon, but Jeff moves to the outside and is going to be able to take the lead. Gordon goes into the lead. And he's headed for his 3rd straight win. It hasn't happened since '96.
Now Skinner just needs to try to do his best and hang on to 2nd place, because he's got Rusty Wallace and Mark Martin.
So they're a little over 4 seconds, over 4.5 seconds behind him, so he might be able to do that.
And we see that Mark has been able to get by Rusty and move into the 3rd spot.
Well, it happened at just about the same time that Jeff was making his pass for the lead. So put now Mark in 3rd position, Rusty 4th, and Dale Jarrett in 5th spot. As the 87th lap has been completed, there are 3 to go.
And we see DJ back there seems to be closing in more and more on Rusty Wallace. He's only about 1.25 seconds behind Rusty.
He has come from almost 4 seconds down to move within that distance, but I think he's going to run out of time.
There we see Skinner, there we see Mark. So right now, that really and truly, I think, is the only question. You know, can Jeff Gordon's car run a couple more laps, and can Mark Martin catch Mike Skinner for 2nd spot?
And does Skinner have enough gas to make it all the way?
That's also another part of the equation.
Gordon completes the 88th lap of the race, and there are 2 to go. That time, the fastest lap was turned by Mark Martin. He ran 114.7 compared to Jeff Gordon's 113.8.
See, Jeff Gordon has led 52 laps today. Mike Skinner, with his gamble, has led 17. Here comes Mark. Next time by, be the white flag. Skinner does not want to give up that 2nd spot this soon. Larry McReynolds, what can I do now?
Pacing the pits. Let's see if Mark will not be in a position to make a move at the end of the backstretch into the inner loop.
And DJ right behind Rusty Wallace.
Yep. Jeff Gordon is driven away from 2nd place by 2.5 seconds.
And we see a battle for 2nd place down the short chute between Skinner and Mark Martin. Mark was on the inside of him, but Skinner was able to hold him off.
Yep, do it there. And they'll get the white flag. Will it this time by?
Yep, should. It would complete lap number 89.
He's got a whole lap to pass him.
White flag is waving for Jeff Gordon. We watch this battle for 2nd position. Mark may try to make a move at the end of the front stretch here. Headed for turn number 1. A good out-braking position, and Martin does it.
Takes a spot away. Skinner back to third. Now he's going to try to salvage that. And looks, I don't know, those two cars are coming pretty good. Rusty and DJ. Of course, they might be concerned about their race.
Yeah, they got a race of their own that they're chasing here.
Was fourth place last week in Indy Mike Skinner's best finish?
Yep. Best career finish.
He could beat that by one if he can just hang on.
He can. Kyle Petty is running in 6th position, about 20 seconds behind the leader. Sterling Marlin, John Andretti, Bobby Labonte, and Johnny Benson complete the top 10 here on the last lap of the race. There's the leader, Jeff Gordon, headed for turn number 6.
Is Skinner out of gas?
Well, it looks like he pulled over. Looked like he pulled over the inside there, but then picked it back up.
No, he's still running.
Yep. There is Martin in second.
And here comes Jeff Gordon down to the line.
He wins the Bud of the Glen. Jeff Gordon, his 3rd straight win on a road course. The 7th win of 1998 and 36th of his career. Down to John Kernan.
Ray Evernham, the guys high-fiving. Great effort, great charge from behind there. Did you think he had enough time? Were you ever worried?
Yeah, I was pretty worried. You know, I mean, we've won some on pit road, but I felt like we lost that one. You know, that goes right to Jeff Gordon. He was smart, saved his tires, and he really drove hard to get back up through there. He pulled this one out for us. I want to thank God first for giving us the opportunity, and say hi to Rick and Lyndon, everybody.
Did you have to keep him calm whenever he was that far back as he was charging his way to the front?
Well, I mean, I was talking whether or not he was already calm, you know. You know, he is 27 years old now. He had another birthday. He needs me less and less. He won this race for us today with using his head and being a great driver.
All right, congratulations, Ray. Back upstairs.
Jeff is the 4th driver to win 3 consecutive road races, joining Rusty Wallace, Tim Richmond, and Dan Gurney. Jeff Gordon wins the Bud at the Glen. We'll be right back.
Synthetic motor oil. Even at 475 degrees, nothing outperforms Mobil 1.
Gordon is way behind. Stick a fork in Jeff. He's done.
Oh, my, what is he thinking?
Holy baloo! What the heck is that? Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Well, what could possess a man to drive like that? Oh. Gotcha. He's making his move backwards. Gordon wins.
We got to get him a cup holder.
That's generation next.
Hey, buddy. Who's Daddy's little man? You are. Yes, you are. Oh, that's so cute. He wants a French fry. No. These are Daddy's fries. Mommy's making your food. Yes, she is. Yes. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Oh, God.
Did somebody say McDonald's?
Okay, take the whole box.
Are you old school? Old school, like Earl of Pearl, shaking and baking.
Mark Fidrich, Bobby Orr.
Joe Lewis, old school.
Old school is Paul Bear Bryant.
Vinny Esposito.
Black Pistol Pete. Illy Funkster Socks. Black Socks.
Shorts.
Definitely old school. Old school like me. Julius Irvin.
Dr. J.
Running down like in the 70s with a big afro.
Got it going on.
I can play basketball with anybody.
Now that's old school.
Back at Watkins Glen International, where Jeff Gordon has driven to his 7th victory of 1998. We go down to the McDonald's Winner's Circle interview and Dr. Jerry Punch.
All right, a big gulp of Pepsi. After all, he is aging now. He turned a distant 27 on Tuesday of this week. He celebrated his birthday, and today he celebrates his 7th win of the 1998 season, his 36th career victory, his 3rd in a row. Let him get out and wave to this crowd. Where's your team? Jeff, Congratulations. And Brooke comes in and gives her a big hug and a kiss.
No, I can't believe it.
Congratulations. Your team, by the way, you're at the other end of pit road. They're on their way. They'll be here in a moment. Congratulations.